Been a minute since I hit these. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, break it down, break. Oh.
We'll do a little freestyle edition when we get in there. Don't worry.
No.
And break it down.
What up, y'all? Josh and Isi here once again with another quality video. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, and we
I didn't know if we still got it, but we still got it.
We still got it.
Still got it.
Mine. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Welcome back. We know we've been gone for a minute.
Yeah.
But, we've been moving.
I don't even, when was the last time that we did a quality, because a lot has transpired since the last time I feel like we've had this set up and talked to them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks or a week and a half at least.
Something like that. At least a week and a half or something like that. But we've gone across state.
Yeah. Straight lines.
Straight lines, you know what I'm saying? Crossing state lines, moving around.
Big projects.
Yeah. Like huge.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
Mm-hmm. I teased it on my Instagram story a little bit.
Did you?
Just like literally one tease.
Really?
Didn't really show the setup.
A little sprinkle.
Yeah. A little razzle dazzle.
Right on top. But yeah, we are back. And, we've come back a little bit better, a little bit smarter.
Mm-hmm.
That 1% every day. So what? It's been 2 weeks? So I guess we're about 14% different,
Yeah. I think I'm not at 14. But
are we living at our edge?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like these need to be live at our edge.
Yeah.
So the people, quality crew can really understand and relate.
Yeah. So why is that?
I think, last week, for instance,
okay,
I didn't work out at all. At all. And we were coming back from our trip across state lines. We went to Indiana to visit Josh's family.
Visit the fam. Love them.
The kitties, they're getting so big. And they all can walk.
Yeah.
They all can. Twins included now.
Yeah.
They all got their little personalities that are really shining through now. So it's just really dope to see. This is the first time I've ever seen children grow up, so to speak. Because my nieces and nephews were 3 to 4 years apart from me. So that's not a huge gap. And then I didn't have any younger siblings. So this is my first time seeing children's personalities and just growth happen. It's really cool. But yeah, I've noticed something about myself, and this is what I told you in terms of whenever we go out of town or we go on vacation, when we come back, especially because it's Sunday, usually we'll come back from stuff like that.
Yeah.
I tell myself, all right, I'll take Monday. I'm going to give Monday, that's my grace, period. I'm going to just chill out on Monday. Oftentimes that same energy carries into Tuesday. I'm still tired. I think one more day can do. But then I take Tuesday, and by Wednesday, it's in the middle of the week. So it's kind of it kind of set the tone.
Yep.
And therefore,
Slippery slope.
Yeah, it is a slippery slope. Ultimately.
And you know what I've come to notice?
What?
I've come to realize in this journey of trying to be my higher self every day. Some days are going to suck.
Yeah.
And it's usually that one right after the vacation or right after relaxation, right after, living your best life. Right. And it's work.
Yeah.
Those are the crappiest days ever.
Yeah.
Because, you're used to the leisures. You're used to the relaxation.
The little vacation or getaway.
Man. And it's the path of least resistance.
Yep. And poor eating habits usually always happen when you're not home or whatever. Yep. So in that regard, I don't feel like I'm at 14%, but I wouldn't say I've done trash either. I'm trying to do better at acknowledging my big and small wins. And even how yesterday during our project, you were saying that you feel like I'm my own worst enemy and I can be very hard on myself.
Yeah.
I think that is a part of why I'm I don't think I did 14%. But somebody else who might have lived my life or been in my shoes or seen how I operated the last week and a half or so would be girl, you did good. But it's kind of I know that I need to work on figuring out a balance and understanding of just because I'm not like going hard as soon as I open my eyes to when I go to sleep one day doesn't mean the day was trash or like I didn't live at my highest self, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
it can get real blurry.
Yeah.
When you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It can get real blurry. It's like, what's a successful day look like versus what's a not successful day look like. And in my eyes, if I do even one thing towards moving forward, I'm like, okay, I move forward. It's not as fast forward as what you think,
right?
You know, but I did something today. I didn't say, okay, well, everything will get done tomorrow, because tomorrow can last forever. Tomorrow will be tomorrow if you keep saying tomorrow.
Right, right. So that's kind of been my thing, just like holding myself more accountable for like the life that I say that I want for myself.
I respect it.
Yeah.
You got two options. You can either, dream about your life or get up and
do it.
Chase it.
So I was proud of myself yesterday.
Yeah.
For like today, I didn't work out because yesterday was so exhausting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And then I'm like wondering in my head, am I taking an L today? I mean, technically us filming this is like, okay, that's a 1%. We did something.
Yeah.
But
I've always told myself, like, when you feel like you're going in like that lazy route, all it takes is to knock out one of those tasks and it gets you on a roll.
Yeah.
And I felt like, today, slow start. We were tired.
Exhausted.
Yesterday was long.
Yeah.
Don't neglect. Yesterday was long. That project that we were telling you guys about, that's monumental. Yeah, it was monumentally long too. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of setup, breakdown, in between, all that. But yeah. So I'm not really gonna judge myself about not working out this morning. If anything, I might, hit the treadmill tonight. Just walk a mile.
Are you?
I might.
But we're going out later.
Oh, snap. Well, I won't.
That's the first time I've seen you like be okay with that, though.
I know, but like, again, I'm trying not to be my own worst enemy, because that mentality can be infectious.
It can be toxic.
It can be very toxic, because then you say to yourself, "Oh, I didn't work out today. What's wrong with me?" And then like your mind starts like running that over and over in your head. The next day, you're like, well, yesterday was bad. I'm not really in the mood to do it again. It's like
it can be, yeah.
It can be a sick cycle if you start putting those little tiny seeds in your head. You got to chop those right before they grow.
Yeah. I did work out yesterday morning before the whole project stuff happened, and I was really proud of myself. I got up at like 6, and literally, like, it was, like I told you yesterday, it was a mind and body fight to get to the gym yesterday. Because my mom was telling me, go back to bed. You're a little sleepy still, like blah, blah, blah. And I literally told my body, put on the gym clothes as soon as you walk out of this bedroom door, which I did. And I did make it to the gym, and it was rewarding after I was done. But, like, it's just a mental struggle sometimes.
Yep. And the hard part is just starting.
Yeah. Honestly, that's why it's like, put on your clothes.
Hard part is starting. The first 5 minutes of the day, like, if you can win that first 5 minutes after your alarm gets off, actually, I think it's actually the first 5 seconds of the day. Your alarm goes off. Do you hit the snooze button, or do you turn that alarm off and just get up?
Right.
That right there will like determine the first 3 hours of your day right there. If you hit that snooze button, go back to sleep, it's like, okay, you already know what time it is. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I know some of the crappiest mornings that I had initially turned out to be some of the best productive days because I fought that initial, it's like breaking inertia. Like, you got to get the car started, but once the car started, it's good.
Yeah.
And I was reading in a book, 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you're going to do it for 5 minutes. I'm going to edit this video for 5 minutes. I'm going to read for 5 minutes. I'm going to work out. I'm just going to get on the tread for 5 minutes. And then once you get on the tread, see where it takes you.
I like that.
You go get on the treadmill for 5 minutes, and next thing you know, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Sometimes I'll tell myself, like, do the stair stepper for 5 minutes. And then when I hit 5, I'm like, oh, I got a little bit more in me.
I got more in the tank.
And that's just, like, usually my warm-up for my workouts. But I like the 5-minute concept. I'm going to probably use that in terms of reading.
Yeah.
Because that's something else in terms of, like, holding myself accountable and then also, like, being hard on myself. I was looking at comments from our previous quality conversation. And somebody was asking, like, have you started reading? I'm like, bruh.
Man,
it's hard.
You can't ask somebody like me about reading because, like,
oh my God, you're on it.
I'm obsessive. Yeah. But, like, I know history, and history says that for a very long time, people of non-color didn't want people of color knowing how to read. Why? Because they put all the knowledge and information about life in books
100%.
where you had to have the knowledge to read. It was almost like a
100%.
rites to passage.
Yeah.
So how they tried to stop you from voting. It's how they tried to stop you from educating yourself.
Yeah.
It's really like, so I feel like reading is a privilege.
You take pride in it because our ancestors, some of them were killed trying to learn how to. So
learn.
with that, like, I don't know if we've ever touched on the LeBron James, the Shop episode with Barack Obama. Did we talk about that?
Yeah,
with them?
I'm pretty sure we did.
Okay.
You know, it'd be disrespectful.
It's disrespectful to your ancestors not to go hard in everything that you do.
Yeah.
You know, or not to take advantage of the
blessings and privileges
that we have. So whenever we have those type of conversations, that also makes me feel bad. To be honest,
No need to make you feel bad.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's because it's like a form of holding myself accountable, though.
Yeah.
So it's not always bad to feel bad for me, at least, because I feel like with me feeling bad, it forces me to like try to be better, do better, blah blah blah. But I need to figure out how to successfully curate a routine that works and feels like I can attack everything I want to do.
Man, that right
is the
there,
hardest part.
That is huge.
Yeah.
But like, I never thought that like my time management was that trash to where I couldn't accomplish everything that I needed to in a day, you know? But the way my mind works is I'm like a dog chasing cars in my mind half the time.
Not anymore.
You've
been really good. Hold on really quick, by the way, y'all. I'm literally filming this and weekly vlogging, so I'm going to turn that off real quick. You know?
Go for it. Go for it.
Life of an influencer.
Man, nothing but cameras.
Man. But yeah, go ahead. You've been doing a lot better.
I have.
though.
And, you know, organization, y'all, if you aren't organized, my best advice will be start there. Start just organizing your thoughts. I got like 3 journals where I just like, one of them I just jot stuff down. Another one I write my trading stuff in, and then another one I write like thoughts. Like if I have like a really good like deep thought or like something that I thought was like, oh, okay, that's a good, you know, like one liner or whatever, I'm gonna write it down.
Is that why you've been so obsessive when we're like at the stores and you're like looking in the journal section?
Yes, I'm like, I need journals.
Yeah,
like
I need a new notebook. I'm like, dang.
Because the way my mind works, there's so many new thoughts that keep curating. Like you got to let paper remember. Otherwise, 100%. You're really not gonna remember.
100%. I've actually always been like that. I feel like in college, I literally recently found my first ever notebook for when I started my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I remember you showed me that.
Oh my God.
But like
that EC?
You were knocking them out though.
I was.
When I saw you writing everything out that you were gonna do, like even like you dang near wrote the script to the video.
Yeah,
too.
bullet pointed what I wanted to touch on. If it was a girl talk video or
goals, smashing them.
Yes.
Videos, killing them.
Maybe one day I'll share that, or maybe I'll put it in the weekly vlog because this just made me think of it. But I need to get back to that version of myself, or an elevated version.
I would say yeah.
You know, a more elevated version. So I do think that because I recently bought some notebooks from when we were at Walmart or whatever. And one was a fitness. It's cool because a lot of these journals now are a little bit more specific. It's not just, well, it depends on what you want, but I think it's helpful for me because like the fitness journal I picked up, it like broke down the days of the week and then was like, oh, a cardio day, a strength day, and like I guess I'm supposed to check mark what I want to do each day of that week. So even like having to go into the gym with a plan, because sometimes I walk into the gym and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, and that takes up time. So it's like about time management. I'm just trying to do better with my time, and I think that I need. You said it was a Primodora or something like that.
I think it's called a Pomodoro.
Okay.
It's I don't know if it's a Pomodoro. It's one of those. It's one of those.
I need either one of those, or I need to just do it myself in a basic notebook where I'm writing out like 8 a.m. to maybe like 8 p.m. And what I'm going to do during those time slots. Yeah.
I feel like the biggest dub that I've taken thus far is planning out my mornings, because that way I got into a routine.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to my father for a very long time, but he kept preaching to me. He was like, you need a routine. You need a routine. Routines are good for you. You need them. Maybe he just knew my kind of personality growing up. I didn't hear him say it to my other siblings, but he kept saying it to me like, you need a routine. So I don't know. I think everybody needs a routine. Once you get in that groove, it's like you can successfully be productive on autopilot. Mm-hmm. Like if you don't have a plan or anything like that, autopilot for you is going to be chilling.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. That's
it's
what
just going to be straight chill. Autopilot means your body's going to win. But if it's like every day I've been getting up, working out, trading, reading, workout, trade, read, workout, trade, read.
Yeah.
And after a while,
you have a routine. That's what I need to get into. I feel like
Routines.
once I figure that out, I will be able to successfully come back to this weekly vlog and be like, yeah, I woke up, I worked out, I read, and then I checked my emails, and then I got to filming. Like, that is what I want for myself.
Yeah.
And cook. That was the other thing too. Like, and I really love you for just being patient with me as I try to, because I've told him for so long, I'm going to cook for you more.
Weeks.
I'm going to learn how to, maybe longer, to
Probably
be honest.
longer.
And the problem is, I think that's why I need a Pomodoro or like a list of the day by the hour to fit that in. Because for me, it feels like once I knock out working out, checking emails, filming Instagram reels, doing Josh and Nisi content, like, I'm like, I'm exhausted by the end of it. I don't have any time to like, because I also am planning on starting a cooking series on my YouTube channel where Fiance rates my cooking. So it's not just me cooking, and maybe I do need to do some days where it's just me cooking and I don't have to worry about camera angle and stuff like that. But I put the pressure on myself of like, all right, when I start the Fiance rates, especially because the tripod I have overlooks like the cooking and stuff like that, I'm like, do I really want to deal with having to adjust the camera and get all these angles and blah, 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 and it's almost crippling to think of all the steps that need to go into it. And I just don't end up doing it, if that makes sense. So it's probably almost similar to your functional anxiety thing that you were kind of mentioning a couple of different times. But
I think it's that breaking inertia. It's once you take that first step, the second step's easier, the third step's even easier, and the fourth step, by that time, you're in motion. Like, you're just doing it. Speaking of which, I've started to work really hard off camera. And I had to overcome the anxiety of like, if nothing's going on the gram, am I really being productive? Or if nothing's going on YouTube, am I really being productive? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're not posting. Everything's crashing. But like, that's not the case. I had to like separate, like, I can still be productive. I can still be working hard and not have stuff on the gram.
yeah,
But I have some new content coming on the gram.
loading it up.
Loading.
I mean, both of us kind of are, though, to be honest. So I guess I haven't been doing absolutely nothing, just nothing. I haven't had nothing to show for it, so to speak, because I haven't posted really.
Yeah. I'm in a very big planning phase of my life. It's not a posting phase, because I feel like whenever I do the gun ho, just post like whatever feels right at the time kind of thing, I end up, I go with it for a couple posts, and then like my whole genre, just like my mode or motivation or direction changes.
Right.
Whereas now, the 5 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay. So now I'm like preparing content ahead of time. I have a couple posts lined up, and I'm working on some more, trying to establish like what the new hero looks like, what the new hydrated hero looks like. It's a whole process. It's a very big process, especially because it's like new to me. It's like, I don't want to give away too much sauce. I just want to kind of like hit him on the gram and be like, yeah, you're going to see. But I feel like that, it's fulfilling to know that like when you actually have a plan, that like more success is to come. I read another book. It was Rick Ross, actually, Perfect Day to Boss Up. He's talking about like, if you were going to be a fisherman, right? If you were going to be a good fisherman, you're not just going to run in the ocean and try and grab as many fish as you can with your hands. You might come out with like 1 or 2 fish if you're really good. But if you take time to prepare a fishing rod, you don't go out in the water initially, right? You're really eager to get out there, but like it takes a little time. But you made a fishing rod, you go out there, you're going to catch way more fish. Why? Because you're prepared. And I think that's the method. I think that's the method to the madness. Because for a long time, I was just out in the ocean.
Preparing. It's really discipline, honestly. I think I'm slowly starting to get it together. My bad, y'all. Get it together a little bit more, but I think I do need to physically write out because it's like I have this expectation of myself, but I haven't even physically wrote out what it's in my head. I haven't wrote out what that expectation looks like. Even how you wrote out what does your highest self look like? You jotted down bullet points of like what that means for you. I haven't even done that yet. So it's like I have these expectations in my head of like who I want to be, what I want to do, but I haven't physically seen it, which is crazy because I didn't used to be like that. Like
I think we neglect the fact that like emotions and motivations and all that can be seasonal. It's unrealistic to say you're gonna be gun-ho, perfect from the field, disciplined, on your stuff, 24/7 for like a whole 2 years straight. 5 years straight. Like, I mean, you did it consistently for a very long time. Even then, though, in between, like, you still took breaks. There were still low moments. There was still moments of like, you know, I don't have the motivation, or I just didn't have the ideas for the content at the time, you know, just kind of like, it's a loading phase.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need those low phases because like if you're on go the whole time, you'll never stop to smell the roses.
Yeah.
You'll never stop to like, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labors, at least a little, you know, seasonal. But the good news is you're self-aware.
Yeah.
So you realize like, okay, I'm not performing at my best self. So now you just prepare and figure out what does that best self look like for you.
Yeah. Probably need to start taking vitamins too. And if you guys are feeling low energy, it's literally because we're both exhausted.
Exhausted. Like
yesterday was really a lot.
No cap. We literally got on here like looking at each other like quality crew probably misses us.
Right.
And we need to get on camera.
Yeah.
And you know, this is us fighting that inertia right now. We are literally in the midst of fighting that inertia right now. I mean, you know what too though? Obviously because we talk about often how Chicago weather is just crazy, and like the summer, you really got to take advantage of it because the rest of the seasons here it's I won't say it's trash, but it's cold. It be cold. It be like even out. It's been gloomy all week. We don't.
I feel like that contributes.
It does.
To it,
no.
though.
Lack of sun definitely contributes to mood, but I wouldn't go as far as say
we don't have
like
seasonal depression. No. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Looking outside, not seeing the sun, is always cloudy. It's starting to get
Make
cold.
you feel like it's cuddle weather.
I'm
sad.
sad.
You know what I mean?
I'm kind of sad now.
I don't be sad. I just be tired.
Nah, I'm just sad because the summer's over.
Oh, yeah.
Hot couple summers gone.
It is gone.
But it's time to work.
It is.
It's time to work. And we did, like, again, just because it ain't on camera don't mean we ain't working.
Yeah. We are doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but we could do more.
That's a go-getter mentality right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Feel like you're doing a lot, and then somewhere in the back of your head, you're like, I could do more.
Yeah. I feel like I very much so look how I feel right now. So I'm hoping the next quality conversation is going to be like.
I think I look better than how I feel.
You do look good.
Oh, thank you.
You took your passport picture today or whatever.
You look good, too.
Okay, baby.
Baby.
Oh, shoot. I got to call her back. That's my manager.
Manager calling. She probably wondering where you been at, too.
No. She's probably calling about how yesterday went.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to hit her back. But yeah. What else has been going on with us? We've been missing in action for a while.
Been missing in action. Overcoming some things. Some emotional things as well. Funny story about forgiveness, ladies and gentlemen. Funny story about forgiveness. If you think forgiveness is for the person who offended you, you're wrong. Forgiveness is for you. I think, personally, I've done some forgiving. I've been wronged. And I've been doing some forgiving lately. And I feel better. It's not even like I told the person I forgave them. And I already feel better. Because, like, honestly, if someone offends you, like, half the time, like, let's think about traffic, right?
Yeah.
I'm driving through traffic. I accidentally cut somebody off. I don't even realize it.
Right. They're pissed.
They're pissed.
Yeah.
They're pissed.
Right.
My day's
Probably
still going
cussing
on.
you out. Yeah.
My day is, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And so it's up to them. That problem is, like, totally in their atmosphere. They feel like, somehow I should be a part of it, which I was the catalyst for it. But like, you're going to have to forgive me and get over it. Otherwise, you're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
For the rest, you're going to be pissed all day.
Yeah, that's true.
It takes a piece of you.
It's easier said than done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're still working.
Yeah.
We're still working. I know what that pause means. We're still working.
Because I'm just thinking, because me and you, we handle it differently.
Yeah.
Like, we're both good-hearted people, but I do have a little bit more pettiness, spice, and grudge energy when it comes to being done wrong. Whereas I honestly admire your perspective and the way you handle those who do you wrong. Because I mean, for the last almost 7 years I've been with you, I've seen a plethora of people F you over. Yeah. You have never maliciously given any energy in return. And that's super admirable, I feel like. And I think similar to kind of the conversation that I had with my cousin when I hung out with her, she said something similar to what you always tell me, just about God's love. You try to love people and care for people and give people grace the way God has done us. And I think that just obviously is a perfect example of how much of a God-fearing man you are and how spiritual you are. And I always say, like, you have navigated me a lot in my kind of like spiritual journey and stuff like that. So although I'm still very aware of myself and like there's things I still need to work on, obviously being with somebody like you that has that thought process with things, it kind of almost forces me to be like, I have to think differently. Because I know, like, when you know better, you do better. I know that way of life is better.
I think it's even more beneficial for your
mental health. Exactly. I'm getting there, but like sometimes it's just like, bro,
it's tough. Sometimes you do want to get your lick back,
man.
Like, I could turn the other cheek, man, but I could take your cheek.
Exactly.
I could do that, you know, and you know that's life.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, the heart loses.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I think the hardest part for me when it comes to the forgiveness thing is like, and I do agree with it, like part of the forgiveness part is for yourself. But it's like, this person ain't never going to acknowledge that they really did some foul ass, you know? Yeah. I'm just supposed to, and they didn't acknowledge or like take accountability. Like, it's very hard for me to, you know?
But again, like, not only do I think of it from like, you know, a God-fearing perspective, I get forgiven for a bunch of stuff I do. Okay. You're patient with me. You be forgiving me. It takes a little long, but you know.
Baby, the stuff I'm talking about forgiveness is I'm not talking about you leaving the fridge open. Come on now.
Okay.
The stuff you've done is easy to forgive. You know?
I get you.
I'm talking about that deep stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, but at the end of the day, that me not forgiving them is going to say something about my character. I'm always big, like, I can't control what other people do. I can't control how other people act or operate. But at the end of the day, when it's time to meet the Lord, I got to tell him about what my heart was doing through all this troubles.
So do you feel like, okay, but with remember that meme that I showed you kind of recently where people were saying like, let's normalize not forcing people to forgive things that they're not ready to forgive?
Oh yeah. No. I never think that people should rush it. I don't think you should just be in a rush to be like, oh, offend me so I can forgive you. No, like
that's not what it meant. But
yeah, I know what that means. I know what you're saying. But like the forgiveness process does take time, but you have to want to work towards it.
Do you feel like, it's not that I'm saying that you shouldn't forgive or that you don't have to or whatever. It's more so like, don't you think that I don't have to, this is just an example, I don't have to forgive someone and I still don't have to get a lick back. I still don't have to be rude or malicious to them, but I just don't forgive you for what you did. Is that?
No.
What?
I don't think that's, no, I don't agree.
You don't think what's what?
I don't agree. I don't agree. And that's crazy. It's crazy. Like we can agree to disagree, but I just don't agree.
I don't even know if I fully agree. I'm asking a question.
Oh,
I'm trying to navigate my forgiveness spectrum.
I think forgiveness should come at some point. But how long that process takes is completely up to you. I know it's a process. I know it's not easy. It's never easy, especially when you've been done wrong and the person can't acknowledge it.
What does forgiving exactly mean?
Forgiving means if someone did me wrong,
Yeah.
right? At some point, I'm going to start hearing their name again, or I'm going to I might even see them
Right.
one day. My emotional status does not change based on their presence.
That means you've forgiven them.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not even like I'm happy to see you.
Yeah.
I'm not,
You're not
upset
fazed.
to see you. I'm not
Yeah.
even like, I don't feel no type of ways to see you. I just see you.
Okay.
You're there.
Okay.
And forgiveness doesn't mean that I have to forget anything. You stole $500 from me. I can forgive it. I'm good. You know?
Yeah.
The $500 hurt, but like, I'll be all right.
Okay.
I see you again though. You ain't touching my money. I'm not giving you any money. You asked me for another $500. No.
Okay.
I forgave you the last time. I ain't gonna do it again.
I think that's a good explanation in terms of like how do you know you have forgiven, so to speak?
Yeah.
Because there's some people where, I have that sentiment where it's like, all right, at one point I couldn't even hear your name. I didn't want to see your face, nothing.
And that's bitterness.
Yeah, it is.
Because when you don't forgive people, it does. It's like it
is a hold on you.
It puts a hold on you.
Yeah.
And now that person dang near has control.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I'm not the type to give up control to nobody.
That's true. It's difficult, man.
Difficult.
It's very complex because it's like you feel like sometimes with not forgiving, you're trying to protect yourself. It's just, I don't know.
And don't think about it as not forgiving. Think about it as not forgetting. I'm not going to forget what you did. I'm going to forgive you. Because forgiveness is for you. That like you have to be able to let that hurt go.
Yeah.
Because people end up real bitter at life because they could never let some stuff go.
That's true.
And just imagine like if someone offended you, then someone else offended you. You didn't even let go of the first stuff. Now it's compounded. If you know the laws of compound interest, trust me, compounding is dangerous.
There's a lot of compounded, like, what am I trying to say? Unforgiveness or non-forgiven people.
And
like
they turn out to be very like bitter,
Yeah.
cold people.
You're right. And I will admit, I guess if I'm thinking on a deeper level when it comes to certain things or certain people I haven't wanted to forgive, it does tap into like a bitter, meaner side of me that is not naturally, a mode that I'm not naturally like.
And I can be Miami with you. Whenever I hear you talk about someone that's done you wrong, your whole demeanor shifts.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
Like
my tone, everything.
It's a whole thing. And like my thing with trying to preach forgiveness to you is so I don't see that emotional hold. I feel like those people have emotional holds on you. They got real estate in your head and heart, and they shouldn't have no real estate. They should it should just be like, oh, that person cool, whatever. I see him. Because like some people were very old friends. If I see you, I'm gonna see you. What's up, dog? Trying to kick it? No, I'm good. I'm busy. I mean, it's cool. I forgive you. Everything's all good. Like maybe if we see each other, I'm gonna be cordial. I'm gonna act like I'll pretty much give you stranger energy. Like I'm friendly to strangers. I'm nice to strangers. Like I'm not gonna start off on that with a stranger.
But they don't have access to you.
But you don't have access to me anymore like that.
So I don't know. What I want to say is what I would say to you if we weren't on camera with mics.
Oh,
right now. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna step into this territory. It's not really as deep as what I'm making it out to be. It's kind of like part of me. Oh, this is gonna sound bad. I'm human. Part of me like kind of wants. It's the one up feeling
you want
to have. Babe, if I can put it bluntly,
baby,
it's like the one up, bro. You effed me over, and I guess, and like that's still a form of kind of being petty when you're not giving them access to you. What?
Looking for revenge.
I don't want revenge in that.
Hey.
I just want people to be like, dang, I really missed out on a good person. Because I be doing people good, man.
I know.
Baby.
But at the end of the day, your light be the revenge.
You see how I'm marrying him, y'all. He is like the yin to my yang, man.
Be the revenge. Like,
I know you're right.
I have no animosity towards people that have done me wrong because I can guarantee you if they put up on me and seen the life that I'm living now, they'd be like, dang.
I missed out.
I missed out on a good person. And you know,
that's your revenge.
There's been a couple times where people that have done me wrong in the past have hit me up and be like, hey, can you promo my stuff? No. Dog, we're not even that cool. I forgave you for what you've done to me in the past. Right. That's not the problem. But what is the problem is you think that you have access to me after doing me wrong. That's your problem.
It's so crazy. You have kind of become like, what is it called when you have a grasshopper and a sensei? You have almost become my emotional intelligence sensei in some regards. The
student has become the teacher.
A little bit, yeah. Because I feel what you mean. I hear what you say. You're right. You're right. Dang. You haven't even heard that from me, really. You're right.
Yes.
Right? Quality crew just experienced.
Quality crew. You just witnessed my first dub.
You have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard, though.
It's tough, man. I'm not going to say there's been times, man. I've been hit.
Yeah.
Been robbed.
Yeah.
I've been a lot of things. I've gone through a lot, and I've had to forgive a lot. And there's been moments where I could get my lick back. I could turn it up because this right hook is serious. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of detracting from the conversation we're currently having, but. When I be seeing you in the gym hitting them punching bags and just like air fighting, I'm like, oh my God, I hope nobody really pushes this man over. Josh is like one of the sweetest human beings you'll probably ever meet, like a big teddy bear. But I can if somebody I feel bad for the person if they ever.
And what's crazy is half the time I'm learning defense stuff to protect you. Myself, I can handle a lot. Honestly, I can take a lot. I've taken a lot. Taking people, coaches cursing me out. People calling me out my name. A whole lot of stuff. Racism in younger years. Like I've dealt.
Yeah.
I've been dealt a lot of hands.
Yeah.
But like I think that's given me a superpower of like no one can emotionally control me. You could try. You can try and like, get under my skin.
Yeah, you don't hold grudges. I've never seen you hold a grudge with anybody.
I'ma move on.
I wonder, is it different? Or is it easier? Because, I think we've had this talk before, but it was some years ago when we were kind of just talking about the way males and females handle certain things. So, like, similar to, like, you get into it with one of your boys, y'all might even throw blows. And then later on, y'all can, like, dap up and be cool and, like, If I throw blows with one of my girlfriends, we ain't never friends again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just handle things a little differently. So I don't know. I still think you're right. You still get the dub for the forgiveness thing. And I'm taking that in.
Anatomy is a crazy thing.
But I think that's maybe why it's a little bit more difficult for me to forgive as easily or think in the perspective like I'm giving the other person power. From my perspective, it's like, no, I'm...
You got a strong emotional memory. A guy's emotional memory is very brief.
Interesting. I've never heard that terminology.
Yeah, you got like 2 terabytes. Of like emotional memory.
It's just funny because I know how big
you know how big that is. We've been dealing with memory cards for too long. But you got about 2 terabytes of emotional memory, whereas I got like maybe 16 gigs.
That's such a huge, significant difference, babe.
It is. But funny. I mean, it really like...
That's funny.
Because think about like... Whenever we think about like something in the past that used to annoy us, you can put yourself back in those emotions. It's like you can almost emotionally time travel back to that moment and you're in it.
Yeah.
That's half the time why I don't bring up like past like disagreements or anything like that. I'm like, emotional memory will kick in for you so fast.
Interesting.
But like for me, it's hard to remember the emotions and feelings of anything in our past that was like negative unless it was like huge.
You let things go very easily.
You have to. I think that's an attribution to my happy-go-lucky personality. I'm always happy because what's gonna make me mad? I can't remember the last thing that made me mad. I have no bitterness to hold on to. So you really gonna catch like the best version of me most days. Now, if you catch me right after somebody else called me, you might catch the worst of me. It's like at that point, I'm still trying to work through the last little bout.
You know what else though? When it comes to this forgiveness thing, again, I will repeat, you got the dub. I follow. We're here, right? I'm being kind of like devil's advocate with it and kind of like explaining my side with it. I think that the things that we both are aware of that we're talking about in terms of the forgiving, they really blindsided me.
Yeah.
The people that I'm struggling, I guess, to forgive, it just blindsided me like bad.
Yeah.
Or it's happened more than once.
Yeah.
I forgave you the first time and it's happening again. Those type of things are hard for me to like.
Yeah.
And like even the concept that we kind of talk about, like my single child syndrome, so to speak, or like just the differences between our upbringings, since I was a single child. Have an older brother. Shout out to you, Mel, if you're watching this. But he was 18 years old, or maybe 19. He was going to college when I came out my mother. So we didn't grow up together. I lived in the house by myself all my life. Whereas you grew up with 3 other human beings along with you, stair steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? Like so I remember when we were even talking about how I was kind of like referring to some of my friends, like, oh, my sisters type stuff, and trying to like, I had this fantasized perspective of sisterhood. And I remember you having a real conversation with me just about how, like, I didn't always like my siblings. A lot of the times I didn't F with them.
Sibling, if anybody has siblings, sibling culture. I want to say more often than not, they get under your skin. It's really more so like, I'm putting up with you. You're teaching me patience. But
the patience thing and learning to forgive. I think that is maybe why I struggle with those things, though. I didn't really have to develop. I wasn't forced to have to forgive or have patience for anyone, because it was just me and my mother all my life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like now moving into adulthood and about to be married, just a lot of different aspects that are starting to now happen in my adult life make me realize my childhood was very different from a lot of others, and therefore my paradigm is a little bit skewed on a lot of different things like friendships, sisterhood, siblingship, like all of that. So I think I'm just getting a deeper understanding of why I think the way I do, or why I take certain things certain ways, why it's hard for me to forgive. I think that ties to it, to be honest.
There's a lot of factors that play into it.
Yeah.
I know, pride, past, all those things play into it. There's a lot of things that play into not being able to forgive. And I know a lot of people struggle with it. So don't feel like you're alone, or you feel like you're wrong for not being able to forgive. And like, I keep the concept in my head of like, I've forgiven you a long time ago. Because if I hold on to these emotions, it's like an anchor. It's just like the surrounding yourself with engines and anchors.
Okay. So like, for me, someone spit in my face, literally, I don't know if I will ever forget, like, but I feel like, but you can.
If you spit in my face, I'm definitely hitting you with this right hook I've been talking about. And I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about anybody out there that really feel like they got that in them to try me like that. They finna catch all the, I'll worry about forgiveness after that. But like, they finna catch the wrath of 1,000 slaves in this right hand, boy.
That was just an example, but do you feel what I mean? Like, you're so funny, bro. I'll work on forgiveness.
Work on it after.
I mean, maybe it is easy to forgive if you hit them back. Then it's like, all right, I got my lick now. Let's forgive each other.
Yeah, let's forgive each other.
Right. I guess. Yeah. So spitting in the face was an extreme, but I was trying to like. That's how sometimes it feels like, though. People don't literally spit in my face, but I feel like, figuratively speaking, I've been spat on a lot, and it pisses me off because I didn't spit back or I didn't hit them back.
And you know the easiest way to spit back without really spitting back?
What?
Distance.
Yeah. I'm learning that.
That's the real emotional right hook. You just get cut the hell off. Okay, you're going to do some emotional stuff to me that hurts me. Great. We'll see how your life is without me in it. And if it's still good, it's still good.
Yeah.
Me and you go our separate ways. We live our lives. Everything's, copacetic.
Yeah.
But if you come back, it's like, hey.
Remember that spit?
Remember that spit?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't get the same access anymore.
Okay.
And if you do want the same access, like, you're going to have to do
a lot.
You're going to have to go above and beyond to get that back. And if you do it twice, then the right hook come in. Well, I wouldn't even say twice. No, let me not even say that, because people have done me wrong twice. Thrice.
quad?
No one's made it there. No. Because after the third time, it really is like, I'm not even talking to you. I don't feel any type of ways, but do not talk to me.
Yeah. I'm working on me. Yeah. But this is also like another kind of example. I don't know what. I'm not saying that I would never forgive our kids or something like that, but just that part of maturity that I say that I want to establish before kids enter the group chat. Learning better patience, learning how to forgive quickly, like just stuff like that. I feel
definitely
like
want to. I want to work on emotional control. I want to be able to display that for my kids. Like even when they frustrate me, I can just be like,
and I snap.
Let me show you how you're going to have to learn how to operate in life. Because if I show up and show out to a kid,
they're gonna
it's
learned behavior.
This is normal.
That's how I'm supposed to react to different things. So I mean,
and kids pick up on a lot.
100%.
Kids pick up on a lot.
100%.
You heard Jax.
Yeah. Oh God.
Hey, I felt so bad. I'm gonna live in my edge right now. I'm gonna tell on myself.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God.
This man Jax is smart.
You gotta intro him. He never.
So I have 4 nieces and nephews: Jax, Lavender, Jackson, Lavender, Hezekiah, and Avea. I call them Jax, Lavi, Hezi, Veve.
Yeah.
They're all in a row. Veve and Hezi are twins.
They're one.
One is chocolate and the other one is light.
Oh my gosh.
They're the cutest little twins ever.
Oh my gosh.
And then Lavi's a diva, but she's my little diva. I love her to death. And then Jax, he's a ringleader, but he's a great big brother.
Yeah.
Great big brother, protects everybody. Like if a stranger tries to hold his,
he not going.
He'll give you a death stare.
You can keep going.
Okay.
The ages, tell their ages.
Yeah. So Jax is 4.
4, going on 5 in December.
Jax is going on 4.
No, he's going on 5.
5 in December.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then you go stair step. So it's 4, 2 working on 3 with Labs.
I think she'll be 3 next year.
I think she'll be 3 next year, and then
the twins will be 2 next year.
Will be 2 next year. So Jax, we outside. There's a bonfire, right? The bonfire, and there's spiders, right? So there's a bunch of spiders, and we're trying to kill them, and like a bunch came out at one time, and I was like, I'm tired of these ninjas. You know what I'm talking about? Tired of these ninjas. And then Jax, I didn't even know he was in the vicinity. Then he was like, get those ninjas. I was like, no. I'm the worst uncle ever.
He said it clear as
day.
Yeah.
And so I had to go over to him and I was like, Jax, what I just said was wrong. I'm not going to get mad at you because you're just following my lead. But you cannot.
Because he goes to school now.
He goes to school. So, like, he can't be going to school, see a spider, and be like, there that ninja go?
No.
He can't do that.
No.
He can't do that. So, you just have to be extreme. These kids are sponges.
Yeah.
They're really sponges.
Yeah.
And they pick up mannerisms, too. Jack's been rolling his eyes since he was 2. I didn't know, where did you get it from? Where did he get it? I don't know. But this man got an eye roll. This man got a serious eye roll. And he does handstands now. He saw me doing handstands.
Yeah. He mimics you a lot.
He mimics me. So I just, again, I have to be conscious, even as an uncle. I only show up every once in a while.
Yeah.
But he takes that stuff, soaks it up. And he's like, yep, Uncle Josh did it.
Right.
I'm going to do it too.
So that's what I mean. Like, that's why kids need, that's why that's a part of why it's important for us, at least, to hold off a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more growth that needs to take place.
Yeah, because
maturity.
I got to work on, slick tongue every once in a while. I got to work on that. Can't be doing that around the kids. Can't be luckily we already nipped the temper tantrums that I used to have in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can't do that around the kids. The way we communicate with each other. How do we express love to each other? How do we show them that, this is a loving household?
Right.
I don't
know if we've ever told them about that conversation we had. It might have been this year while we were still here, but it was months ago. And how we both were kind of just, how do I explain this? Basically, I had asked you, can you start talking to me more like I'm your daughter than your woman or whatever? Just because I felt like you would have a little bit more delicacy with and it's small stuff. So it could be like, let's say I didn't do the dishes and you say something kind of like sassy and like asshole-ish. And I'm like, would you talk to our daughter like that? I'm sure you wouldn't. I have a very good gauge of what type of father you're going to be. So I'm kind of like, can you, with those type of moments when you kind of want to get like snooty or whatever, and that goes both ways though. And that's something I'm still trying to be more conscious of. Like, would I talk to our son or our daughter like that? The love that I'm sure we're going to have for our kids should still carry on into the love that we have for each other.
Yeah. And
I also was bringing up that conversation because it has to do with the dynamic that our kids are going to see, how we're going to interact with each other in front of them. And I feel like us nipping that in the bud now when it's just us will be perfect for when they come around. Because it's like, oh, mom and dad, this is how they resolve their issues, or like they don't really bicker like that, or there's always a level of respect there. I always want them to be able to see that. So the same delicacy that you would give your kids, or the new quote that you have been repeating all the time,
sprinkle some respect on it.
No, not that one. People treat their coffee better than their own significant others.
I heard it from one of my boys. He was like, his brother told him, he was like, it's crazy that some people treat their significant others worse than they treat their morning coffee. Like, think about what people do with their coffee. Like, there's a lot of coffee heads out here that be like, I make sure the right amount of cream, sugar, stir just right to the right temperature.
Might add some,
might add a little whipped cream on top of you getting fancy. You know what I'm saying? If you're really doing a thing.
Right.
That little 5, 10, 15 minutes is more than they give their significant other. And they don't even realize it because they think everything's just good with their significant other, or like they're just in like this stale mode, or like they don't think they need to like, water the flower or like anything like that. But like,
if more people put the same delicacy that they do
just put that
into their coffee the way they do their significant other, there'll be a lot more happy relationships out there.
Way more. Yeah. And that goes both ways. It's not just like guys treating their woman right. It's like women. Versa. Like sometimes women get caught up in the fact that like they think that their man is supposed to be the one treating them. And it's a two-way street. Yes, men are supposed to be treating their woman right. In the past, men haven't really stepped up to the plate, but men are stepping up to the plate.
You gotta put some in front of these words. Yeah. Some men, some women, some.
Because like I'd be lying if I say like no men are doing. I'm stepped up to the plate like a mug right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing my due diligence. I know of men that are doing their due diligence to take care of their woman. Yeah. And like the energy should be reciprocated. It's a two-way street. I take care of you, you take care of me, and together we grow.
And yeah, I completely agree with that. I want that to sink in real quick. So pregnant pause on that one. Okay. I love it. I was also going to say, I think it's important for men to start vocalizing, though, what y'all want from your women, though.
And that is something that I never thought I would have to do with you. But, like, it was so funny because I think at one point I was like, man, you don't treat me. And then she was like, how you want to be treated? And I was stuck.
Yeah, he didn't have an answer for me.
Dang.
Whereas I, on the contrary, have wrote out lists for you. What I want, what I like.
This is what I like. This is what I want. This kind of things out.
And like, it kind of almost ties into like how people handle their love languages. You might discover like, oh, your love language is quality time. So you try to do that with your significant other, but that doesn't mean they're feeling love. And that was something we had to discover years ago. Like we have different love languages. We feel it differently. I think the same thing goes with the way you treat me. Even like the little car wash self-care Sunday thing that you gave me a couple weeks ago. I tried to do that for you. And you're like, I don't really like that. So I'm like, well, what do you like? Yeah. I think it's important for men to start vocalizing that, basically.
I think it's important for men to just start asking themselves that question.
First, and then let your woman know. Because other than that, it's a guessing game.
I've been so caught up with being like, the provider of like care. I actually enjoy it. I enjoy catering to you. I enjoy, servant leadership.
Same. When I know what it is that you like.
Yeah. But luckily for me, you've given me plenty of blueprints. You like flowers? I get you flowers. You like back rubs, massages, foot rubs? I'll give you back rubs, foot massages.
Now, I do know back rub, I think, is on your list.
Back rub is definitely high up there.
That's something I can do more often.
My back be on 10.
Because you be going nuts in the gym, man.
Yeah, I be going nuts. So but like, my back be on 10.
Other than that, and like grabbing your favorite candy at the store, I'm starting, as I've allowed you, or brought you into my self-care journey, I'm starting to kind of, okay, he likes face mask sometimes, or he likes the sugar scrub body polish, but like I still need to know more in order to know how to best cater to you and what you want, not what I think you would want.
And you know what's crazy? I think, now that I'm thinking about it, like right now, I just thought of something. I love when you help me with my hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Every time you've helped me with my hair, it comes out great.
It does.
It comes out great.
Okay.
You're an expert. Like, you're legitimately an expert
at it. I
actually
like washing your hair in the shower. You look cute.
So I'm like, all right, cool. She can help me with my hair. Dope.
Okay.
So
I'll note that.
We're literally building this bridge as we go, y'all.
In front of you guys, yeah.
Literally in front
That's
of y'all.
for quality conversations I feel like I kind of afford, though.
Yeah.
For them to get that raw, that real.
Rah.
Yeah. But, again, I think it's important for you men to figure out. Because I wonder, I don't know how many men are asked, what do y'all want? Because sometimes even when me and my cousin were talking recently just about, like, what a good quality man, like, what he brings to a relationship and what he does for his woman is monumental oftentimes. But it's not that you guys don't get love back, but it's not always the same reciprocated energy. And I don't think we know, like, you guys take out the trash, y'all protect the family, you bring home the bacon, so to speak, to provide, like,
good men are assets.
you know what I mean? And then on top of that, you in particular, you cook, you help me clean, like, you give me foot rubs. I need to know more of what you need or would want from me to be, and not to say you're not fully satisfied already, but you know what I mean? Like, we're always trying to improve for each other in this relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't think enough good men are asked, what can I do to make you feel better taken care of?
And I don't know.
And you don't have to answer that right this second. I'm just saying, like,
I
for the
feel
good
like
women out there.
For a long time, you know, men are usually caught up with being providers. So like 9 times out of 10, they're focused on how can I provide rather than, you know, how can I be provided for? It's just kind of how the cookie crumbles. It's not really like a fair thing, but
Well, that's why I'm saying this right now
Yeah,
in front of Quality Crew. The
for
women
sure.
out there that have good men,
yeah.
ask your man.
Yeah, force them to sit down and write it down. Like,
like,
think about it. Please think about it. Please sit down and write down what it is you think you like, whatever. And like, it's so crazy how I've asked guys, like, how do you, like, you know, sometimes to be treated by a woman? And I sometimes get basic answers, like,
cook and clean.
yeah, cook, clean, turn the game on, don't talk much. Like, I'm like, that's
Yikes.
That's
okay,
not
that's not
cool.
what I was envisioning.
Yeah, that's not cool. It sounds like you want more so like a maid. You don't want a woman. Whereas like with you, I want like, I like us reading together. I like if we had like a little book club, just me and you. I feel like that'd be cool. You helping me with my hair. That feels like you're catering to me. You did the thing. I love peanut M&Ms. She got me a whole big old jar of peanut M&Ms. That was really cool. You know, stuff like that.
Because
cool.
you told me that.
Yeah. And like, as I discover more about like
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so what I want to be catered to as. Just more so like my flavor. Like what is it that I like? You know, as I learn more about that, I get better. I get better at giving it to you so you can help me. Like I have to be able to help myself. Otherwise I don't know.
Right. I didn't even know I loved the self-care like that until I started doing it. And then now a lot of times you self-care me. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not like I can ask you to like work out for me. Like I have to do that for myself,
Right.
you know? Can't really do that. Or like maybe you can like hook me up with some more books. You know I like books. Maybe somewhere along the genres. If you see a book that you like,
I think you would
think I would rock with.
Okay.
Be like, okay, you know, slide me a book. I'll read it. I'll definitely, you know, go crazy on it. But I don't know. It's tough. I might, I think what we should do for each other.
The jar thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You asked me to do that months ago.
Jar
and I just
thing.
have not gotten, I need to just put it, we need to both put it on our side of the dry erase board to create. And what did you title it as?
It's like a date jar or something like that.
It's like a date jar, but also it was like, I guess a cater jar, to be honest.
Like,
Pull a little note out of it.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that.
If we both have one, like, I don't know, write down like 30, 40 things.
And then once a week,
Yeah,
minimally once a week, if we pull it out. Yeah.
Like, okay, I cater to you. I know I checked that off the list. I cater to you this week.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
We can do that.
Y'all can jock our little idea too while y'all up here listening to our conversation and stuff. I think, but you guys oftentimes, a lot of people ask us, how do you guys keep that spark alive? Like, y'all seem so in love still and stuff, which we are.
We are.
And we're almost 7 years in, and I feel like these type of conversations are why, though.
Yeah, they keep happening.
Yeah.
We're always assessing, like, what's the status of our relationship right now? Can we improve? Like, learning more about ourselves in terms of, like, forgiveness or, like, saying sorry or just, like, other relationships outside of this relationship. How do we navigate those together?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of we statements.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of we statements.
You know, something else we were talking about in bed the other day was about, like, because you were talking about similar to, like, the 11% better or 30% better, so to speak. So, like, our Sunday reflections. The thing that keeps us so closely connected and bonded is with those Sunday reflections, we continue to learn something new about each other, basically. So so this is how you worded it, actually. You were like, you know, us in particular, we try to strive to get 1% better every day.
Yeah.
Right. So in a month, if it's a 30-day month, we're 30% better. And also different.
30% different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if we not like having our Sunday reflections or talking to each other throughout this 30% month, by the next month, your example was like, now that your routine is waking up at 5 a.m, going to the gym, coming back for a split second to shower, eat, and then go downstairs to do your trading, and then you don't get back here until like 10 or 11. That happened, and that shift happened with you within a month.
Yep.
But if me and you never discussed that, and you just leaving the bed at 5 and not coming back, I have no exactly
knowledge.
Yeah, I have no understanding of why is he moving like that now? What's going on? Blah blah blah. But because we previously discussed, I can fully support and I can fully understand and like be there for you.
And there's no paranoia of not being in the know.
Right. Which is why it's important to communicate. We're always going to say that on this channel. Communicate with your partner about what's going on in your life, because you are still individuals in the relationship. And that's, I think, something that happens a lot too with relationships. People lose their individuality within it. And that's also why, although we're never breaking up, when people do sometimes break up, they're just stuck. Like, what do? I don't know what, like, because their life was their partner that they are now no longer with. So I think it's important to definitely figure out your individuality in your relationship, but also let your partner know as you are figuring it out what's going on with you.
Because if you don't, like, just imagine. So we do Sunday reflections like
bi-weekly.
I would say like bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Every week. Sometimes you like it was just you're continuing the trend of what you saw out for that
for the previous week, right? So 2 weeks you can definitely be
2
changing.
weeks is pretty
something.
solid. But like some people don't do that for months, and if you do that 1%, think about like you've had 3 revolutions in a year's time. You like dang near 365% different, and then someone's like, I don't even know my partner anymore. Well, did you talk to him?
Right.
Have you talked?
Right.
He might have overcome a fear. He may have, got out of a rut. He may have gone through like a whole depression battle and got in and got out.
Right.
You could have been in a relationship with someone totally different. He could be going through a whole phase. She could be going through a whole phase. You don't know where the other person's at
Unless
inside
you ask.
here.
Yep. And something else from our most recent Sunday reflections that I discovered when you read me. Okay, so Josh hates absolute statements. So you always do this or you never do that. It's his peeve.
Absolutes are terrible.
Yeah, he hates them. And I forgot exactly how. I think I just straight up asked, I was like, how come you never initiate Sunday reflections? You just kind of, I won't say you spaz, like he didn't get angry or whatever, but he
I
was
instantly
just like,
chopped it down.
I didn't. Yeah, you chopped
I
chopped
said,
it
first
down
of all,
quickly.
please don't say never. Please don't say never, because the last Sunday reflection was me.
Right.
And I was like,
but I brought it up because it's interesting. I didn't know that was your way of initiating Sunday reflections, which is why in my head I'm like, he never on Sunday asked me how I'm doing mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Because when I initiate Sunday reflections, I'm like, yeah, how are you doing, babe? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Whereas I now know way of initiating Sunday reflections, how are you? Because naturally I'm gonna end up touching on everything without you. So now with that knowledge, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to assume, right. But if we wouldn't have had that discussion or got that better understanding, because your partner, we just have different perspectives. Although we're very similar, we live together, we're always together. If I wouldn't have brought that up, I wouldn't have ever known that was your way of initiating it. I just would have continued to assume I'm the only one that initiates this junk. in my head. So.
But yeah, I genuinely care about where you're at mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I know now, knowing that, our communication has leveled up just enough. Because, like, that's a miscommunication.
Yeah.
I could have been asking, how are you, every Sunday.
Right.
And then, like,
I'm
a month
thinking,
later,
why isn't he asking me?
never wants to do a Sunday reflection.
Right.
It could have been dead before we know it. But she speaks up. We have a conversation. And then now we're good.
We're on the same page.
We are on the same page. And, like, we still do have regular Sunday reflections. And, like, I think throughout the week, sometimes we have, like, mini reflections. Like, out the blue.
Yeah.
Be like, what's going on? You can kind of see, like, your energy's low. Like, is it me? Is it something that's happening? Or like, and I feel like, you know, sometimes people tend to just assume they know what the problem is. And you should never do that. Because, like, there used to be a time before the Sunday reflection started. There used to be a time where I would see her in some type of way and instantly think she on that with me. And be like, all right, I'm gonna just leave her be. She on that with me. I must have did something wrong. I thought about, like, everything that I did that day, and then I just picked something. I was like, yeah, she probably was mad at that. Let me just go ahead and, you know, like, get out the way. Little do I know, somebody else said something to her. She's just going through it. She's been waiting for me to ask what's wrong so she could vent to me. And I'm like, well, dang, you know, I missed it. So, like, don't be scared to talk to your partner. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Are we already at an hour?
Oh, snap.
Oh, you know what? I was going to say, we got to touch on sexual transmutation. The last quality conversation, you were about to do it. We said we would save it for the next one. This is the next one. So before we cut it.
Okay. Let me.
Take yourself there. Yeah. Yeah, reach in the bag.
Okay. So, sexual transmutation. If I didn't explain that before, a good explanation, if you really want, go read this book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. Okay. So, this is especially true for men because testosterone is a hell of a component in the male anatomy, right? And so what sexual transmutation is the fact that sexual energy is the highest form of energy. People do some wild stuff because of sex, okay? They destroy their marriages.
Yeah, marriages,
ruin
lose
families,
lose their jobs, cash out on all their money, like crazy stuff.
Lose their money, like a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So sexual transmutation is saying take that same energy, take that energy, withhold yourself from sexual pleasure, and take that energy. Because it's bottled up. If you ever see a dog that wants to, like, get into it and you tell them no, stop, and then they just start running in circles, it's because their energy had to be exerted some way, somehow. So they're just, I'm going to just run it off.
Interesting.
So what I've learned is that if you can withhold that energy can be transmuted into other ventures. You could
productive things.
Yes, into other productive measures. You could, you know, turn it into creativity, create, you know, a symphony. You could turn it into a business venture, like go work on a business venture, or you could turn it into just going to the gym, working off steam. All these things are productive ways of utilizing sexual energy, but you have to develop sexual control.
I was gonna say like discipline, but yeah,
you need sexual discipline, pretty much, because if you are expending all your energy, like a lot of guys, I want to say it's just a guy thing because it's testosterone. Like sometimes you have to understand it before you can control it, but like especially young ones, they're just considered like chasing girls. It's like just chasing it, just chasing the next. The next, you know, they're just chasing the next one, the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Before you know it, like, look back, where did all that time go? Is expending all of it, just chasing women, chasing tail, whatever. But if they take that same energy, put it into a hustle,
it will be a lot more successful.
There would be a lot more
people.
Successful
I was gonna say men, but like people, yeah.
You'd be a lot more successful.
Yeah.
And that's sexual transmutation in a very condensed version. But I didn't want to, you know, drag it all out.
I just wanted to make sure we touched on that before we ended this, because
we
definitely said we were going to do it next time.
Someone was asking about it. But yeah, if you ever want to be more productive. You know what's actually a crazy thing? Politicians, whenever they're going against somebody or like whenever they're trying to understand somebody or like track somebody, they normally start out by trying to figure out their sexual history.
That makes sense, because you can get up some good dirt.
good dirt, but you could like because people do a lot of crazy things over that type.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's real.
Man. But that is pretty much it. Oh, that is it. That's all we have for this video, guys.
I'm tired.
I am
We made it.
really tired. We made it. I think our energy kind of, picked
Turned up a little bit.
at 5 minutes. We're in there. But yeah, still got some more stuff that we got to get done with our day. So that is it for you guys. Stay tuned. We got way more content coming your way. Yeah. Oh, wait. I told him we were going to do this.
I did not agree to this.
Okay.
Oh,
wait.
No.
You was going to hit it?
No.
You was going to hit it?
I wasn't.
Oh, man. I thought you was finna hit it. We'll do another freestyle edition on this a little bit later.
I need more energy if we're going to try to do
we're going
that.
to need a little more energy. But that's all we have for you guys. Stay tuned. We got more lit content coming for you guys.
If you don't already know.
I just got so tongue-tied.
Yikes.
I just got so tongue-tied. But if you don't already know, I am Hydrated Hero. She is Isimeme Edeko. Together we are Josh and Isi. Now you can follow one of us. You can follow two of us. You can follow all three of us. You might as well follow all three of us because we are happy, healthy, and hydrated on all three. But other than that, y'all, until we meet again, peace, love, and grease, and we out.
Out.
Hey, subscribe. Hey, new video. Hey, it's